The day has finally come where I'll be tasting my experimental homemade mead. In case you missed it, I made 4 mini batches with 4 different strains of yeast while keeping all other factors the same. Over the last month, I've been tracking how fast each of them have produced alcohol, with the ultimate goal of determining which strain of yeast is best. So just judging by the speed of fermentation, it's clear that 71B and 1118 were the fastest, but speed is just one factor, so let's taste and compare. I should note that I'm not even close to a professional wine taster, but the very simple method I'm using is to just describe the notes I taste and then give them a rating out of 10. Let's begin with 71B. The first thing I noticed is that this one had a refreshing, crisp taste to it that seemed to carry over from the honey. I also noticed a subtle smokiness and sort of a woody aftertaste, which was interesting. The alcohol flavor was relatively smooth, but you can definitely tell it's there. Overall, I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. Now I'm moving on to 1118. This one's notorious for being a beast when it ferments and sometimes stripping flavor in primary, and I can see why. There aren't really any notes of honey left in this one, and the alcohol makes its presence clear. I really don't taste much of anything, not in a bad way. It just sort of has that warmth that makes your mouth hot. I'll say this is a 6 out of 10. Next, let's try 1116. Right away, I can notice a difference because the taste of alcohol is almost completely masked. This one just tastes smooth, and the flavors of honey are definitely still there. I was even picking up on some floral notes and not even a small amount of burn. I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Finally, we will finish with T47. This one was interesting because I noticed it had that same smokiness that 71B had. The only difference is this one didn't have that honey flavor, it just had some very light citrusy notes, I guess is how I describe it, and slightly more of that burn than the others. I'm going to say 5.5 out of 10. Okay, so overall 71B and 1116 are my favorites, but of course that's just with this recipe and given the specific conditions that were used for this experiment. Obviously these yeasts could behave totally differently with the presence of fruit or even different honey types. That's something I definitely want to explore. I'll probably post these two as add-ons for my mead kits, and honestly I can have all these as options if you guys want. I hope you enjoyed this experiment as much as I did. Please let me know what other experiments you'd like to see me try.